Hi there, I thought I'd do you a quick video about stems. Now, I was asked ages ago by Paula about the stems around the design Aphrodite, which I do. For that, you'll just need a basic green, that can be watered down Brusho or it can be watercolour. I'm just using sap green here. You will need some Brusho, or you may get away with using a very, very granulating watercolour like undersea green or green apatite, but it's really the way that Brusho reacts with the water that's what we're looking for with the first stem. So we have those, and I've got a little bit of rose madder just to make some blossoms from it. The second stem that we'll do is the one surrounding the design Martha's Meadow, which is the new wallpaper in the Creative Journey range, which I'm very excited about. So what I'm doing here is watering down, there's a little bit of other green in there, I don't know what it is, watering down that sap green, and we want quite a lot of water on our brush. And then I'll do quite a thick stem, so I can demonstrate this method. So before that dries, get in quickly and drop some water in the whole of the stem. It's actually easier than it looks even if you do a smaller stem, because all you need is, if I do a smaller stem here, it looks impossible to drop water in, but it does behave really well. The water tension's there, so you can use that, and you're just going in very, very gently with the very tip of your brush. So going back to this one, this is just watered down sap green. Then we're going to dip our brush in. I've taken the excess of water off there and just drop in some little areas of the Brusho moss green powder. We don't want to overdo it, but do experiment, because your paper is going to be different as well. All depends on a lot of factors. And also it's a waiting game, because it's about waiting to see how that settles. At this stage, what you can do then is go in and do some little details like this and scratch out so that it looks a bit more realistic, some kind of little whatever you fancy. You can even do some little stalks going off from which you can pull your blossoms off. So let's go in and just water down a little bit of that rose madder, and let's go in first of all. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well just drop in a bit on this as well, this little one. You see, my hands are pretty shaky, so if I can do it, I'm pretty sure you can. I don't have great control over my muscles all the time, but depends what time of day and other factors. But there we go. So if I now rinse off my brush, and then I want to pull out some blossoms. Let's do a little side stroke like this, and then drop in some pink. Just keep loose, and it can be a little bud-like flower. Could have it actually coming in so it looks it's going over the stem. Just doing a bigger one at the top there, and just dropping in that rose madder really. I don't want to get too pernickety. So what you can do then is go back in with a fairly dry brush and drop in some powder at the base of these. Now what that does is helps you join the blossom to the stem so it looks all nicely connected. You can see how effective that is. And just keep dropping little bits in till you're happy. Okay, so I'm not going to fiddle with it too much, but that's the first method. Let's just finish this one because it's there. That's a airplane going by, little one. The thing with the moss green as well is that it has very different flecks in it, so it's got a little bit of purple and a little bit of like a turquoisey colour. So it makes for it being fairly uncontrollable in a way, but that's really nice. I love that. Alright, let's move on to the other stem now that Brittany was interested in. So for this one I'm using Dr. P.H. Martin's transparent watercolour ink. Well, it's just called transparent watercolour, but I think of it as ink. This is olive green number 34. And this is the green I used for Martha's Meadow. And the way that I did it was I actually painted with the pipette. A bit low on the ink here, so what I did there was, and try not to think about this too much, and you're just squeezing very slightly as you're going up the stem to release the ink. Whoops. And you can do little stems off as well. Put that back on quickly. Drop in some water to the stem. Oh, I'm very shaky today, I do apologise. It's because it's kind of midday and I'm better in the evening really, but there we go. And you can get a similar effect dropping in water like this because it moves. Well, it's just a lovely, so there's a bit too much water in there. What you can do then, if you've got a little blob like this you don't like, is go in with a thirsty brush. So dry off your brush as much as possible. Go in and your brush will just pick it up for you. So can you see we're getting a similar effect to the other stem in that there's the green coming through, it's not just the dark green. So before this dries up, what you're doing then is just adding some little leaves. I'm doing a little movement there and then just catching the base with my brush. But what you can do is like that two-stroke movement that we do a lot just for a leaf, and then pull it down so it has contact with that. These are really gorgeous methods, and what I like about them is that you're working with the actual physics, if you like, of the ink and the Brusho and water. And I love water painting. I love working with water. So isn't that gorgeous? And I do a similar thing with this. I'll do it just now actually, for the new class with the dip pen. So you can do as many as you like, and again you can kind of pull off little areas or do little squiggly lines, or just, I don't know, just have fun. Isn't that gorgeous as well? If you wanted to, then you can do this in two ways. If I do this just using Brusho, no, do you know what? I'll just use the ink, seeing as we're on this. I'm just going to put a tiny bit in that there. And these watercolour inks are gorgeous to work with. I've not worked with them for quite a while actually, but I'm going to get back into it. They're very vibrant, and actually I find them more vibrant than acrylic inks. What was I going to do? Yes, you can tap your dip pen in the bottom of the leaves and release a little bit of ink. You can either do it that way, or you can go in just with your brush and just drop some at the base. And because we've got a lot of water in here, it has this lovely kind of almost marbly effect, but it also creates, again, without painting, the idea of sepals. So I really do love this technique. I use it a lot. Before I finish, let me just show you what I will be doing in the class that's going to come out soon. I'm just painting with water, just a blobby shape, and like a leaf shape or whatever. You can do little flowers, and I'm going to water down some moss green Brusho, but you can use any colour here, and a darker colour going into the water looks lovely. And what we're doing there is just drawing up from the base up to the leaves, and there's just this little explosion of colour at the base of each leaf, and it's just gorgeous. So it's very similar to this. So there we go. I hope you found that useful. Let me just lift it up. My camera does go out of focus sometimes. I'm just checking. You can see that. And let me know if you have any questions about this, but something I've been meaning to do for you for a while, so I feel good now I've done this. And we'll carry on and do more of this, and I'm going to develop classes certainly around the Aphrodite range of designs.